friends, and welcome to the Daily Creative Challenge in Adobe Illustrator. My name is Julia Masalska and I'm going to be your host for the next 2 weeks. So I'm really excited to be back. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I did a little vacation and I'm really happy to be back here and to have y'all. Thanks for joining in the chat. We have Lucky, Jack, Steven, Damien, Stacy, Colby, Wade, Jotermia. We have some of the usuals. Hi Nick, so cool to see you guys. It's going to be a super exciting 2 weeks. We are going to be working on a branding for a festival. So you guys can work on your own, or you can just follow along with the steps that I'm doing. But I would like to introduce you to the general way of how to create a branding. I want to introduce you to my branding process. And of course, I want you to have a nice Behance project at the end of those 2 weeks that you can attract clients with. So I know some of you guys are freelance designers. Let me know in the chat who of you guys are freelance designers. Tunch, hi, good to see you. Kathy and Paloma is also joining us. And William is here from Shreveport, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, in Louisiana. Yay, Tunch is back. Awesome. And Monica is also joining us. Amazing, guys. So let me quickly introduce you to the Daily Creative Challenge page, where you can participate in the Daily Creative Challenges and where you can get all the information that's necessary to know what the challenges are. So it's behance.net/challenge/illustrator. This is how you get to this page. And now I have this little button that tells me, hi Julia, take the challenge. So yes, I am going to take the challenge, and I'm going to be guided into the Discord chat, which looks like this. So this is our Discord chat, and here at the challenge tab you can submit your artwork, and we see some amazing submissions already. We are all here to learn from each other, so feel free to give each other feedback, but also we have our friendly mentors who will give you feedback, including me. I'm going to spend about 2 hours today, a little bit later, to give you guys feedback on, on the past challenges, or on today's, intro challenge, which is not really a challenge because we are going to unlock the first challenge tomorrow on July 7th. So as you can see on this page, we have every day a new challenge unlocking. So this is going to be super exciting, and we are going to be working until July 17th together. And I'm going to be streaming at the same time every single day at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. So it will be great if you guys participate, and if we can, create something amazing together, some amazing project that can really be helpful to attract new clients. All right, my friends, so a little intro about myself, so you kind of get an idea who is, trying to teach you or trying to show you the Adobe software. So my name is Julia Masalska, and I'm a freelance designer. I've been working for branding and packaging for different companies worldwide for about 5 years. And here you can find my portfolio. It's Julia Masalska, I think Julia for 6DF or something like that. And you can also find the link to my Behance page right above the chat window if you click on info. So this is where you can add me. We can get in touch. If you have any questions to the challenges, or if you want a portfolio review, feel free to to reach out and to ask your questions. And this is my Instagram page, which is Julia Masalska, and here I'm sharing some of my work, some of my life, and I'm also sharing a lot of tips and tricks for freelance designers. I also have a YouTube channel, which you can also join. It's called The Mate Channel on YouTube, and here I'm also, sorry guys. So here I'm also sharing a lot of tips and tricks, and I'm also doing live portfolio reviews, so this is also pretty exciting if you guys are new to design. All right, so we are going to jump into the design process today by creating, a header banner for our Behance project. So I'm just going to go over here to my Behance profile, and I'm going to create a new project. So this is what it's going to be for. And by the way, if you are interested in, also creating a Behance project out of your challenges, feel free to do the same, and don't forget to use the hashtag AI Daily Challenge. So this is how we find each other, and let's quickly take a look. So if I look here in the filter, I can search for AI Daily Challenge. Hopefully I spelled it right. Oh no, never mind. Okay. daily, whew, so difficult, AI daily challenge. And here you will see that we already have a bunch of projects here. And now something is new, that you can be featured by Creative Cloud. So whenever you're posting a project and you're using the tag AI daily challenge, you have the chance to be discovered. Like for example, here we have Tunch, who is also in the chat, and he had an amazing challenge. This was a poster series we had the challenges together with. So this is such an amazing work, and of course he got the little badge and he got featured. So this can also help you to promote your work, you know, get some people to give you feedback, and also you know, to be found by maybe by some future clients. So this is something that I really recommend you guys doing. But for all of you guys who are new here, thanks Michelle. Michelle saying, love the stash project. Thanks. It's a recent project of mine that I have been working on. It's a packaging project for a gin. So feel free to check it out. I have a pretty detailed case study here, how I went step by step, basically creating this branding. All right, so now let's get into it, and I'm going to show you guys how to kind of, if you're completely new to the Adobe software, how to, you know, get the apps and how to get started in Adobe Illustrator. So here I am on adobe.com/creativecloud/desktop app, or you can just Google download Adobe Creative Cloud desktop app, and this is where you can download the Creative Cloud app, and this is what it looks like. So here, oops, I have a little sneak peek already, but I'll show this to you a little bit later. So this is how the Adobe Creative Cloud app looks like. Here you will have the chance to see all the different applications that Adobe has to offer. On the left side, we have photography, design, layout. So this is what I'm mostly using, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. And also I'm using a lot of XD. So here you can download and kind of navigate through all the applications, and you can see, you know, what applications are for which device. So here we have the desktop applications, but we also have a lot of mobile applications or web applications. So for example, one of the web applications is Adobe Portfolio, which is a really amazing tool to use your Behance projects and create a personalized site for yourself. So this is something that I'm using as well. So let me show you real quick my Adobe Portfolio. Where is my, here, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my Adobe Portfolio, and it's on masalska.myportfolio.com, and this is how it looks like. So here basically you have these pretty cool you know, hover effects, and then you can also have this contact page where somebody can reach out to you maybe for future projects. Here you can add some links. Let's say you want to connect with people through LinkedIn or Instagram, you can add those links here. And here I'm also offering a freelance contract for you guys for free, so if you're interested, feel free to check it out. And so those projects are based on my uploaded Behance projects. So whatever I have here, I can turn on and off depending on the projects that I want to show on my portfolio. And it's a free tool. Here I have, through Behance, I have the access to the Adobe Portfolio, and I can edit, you know, adjust my design and adjust the projects that I want to publish. Maybe you guys have, you know, a bunch of branding and a bunch of packaging projects, but for this one client, you only want to present the packaging projects. So you kind of want to set the branding projects aside and want to only present packaging because it's more relevant at that point. So you have the freedom to kind of you know, publish or not publish really, but to turn on and off the projects in your Adobe Portfolio. And I believe you can create up to 3 different sites for your portfolio, so that also will help you to kind of attract different kind of clients and send, you know, a very customized version of your portfolio. So here, let's see how I can edit my portfolio. I can go onto pages, and here I have all my different projects. Some of them are turned on, some of them are turned off, and I can definitely, you know, add some more sites to this. I have my about info, I have my freebies, and so on. So this is a really cool tool for you guys to present your work if you're new to design, and if you just want to find a tool that's, you know, free and accessible. So definitely recommend this to you guys. All right, my friends, so let me give you a sneak peek to what we are going to be working on for these next couple of 2 weeks actually. So we are working on a project that is a brand for a festival. It's a creative festival with film and art. So it's basically for people like you and I who are interested in design and art and film and maybe some other, you know, platforms, other ways of creating art. So this is the mood board I have created for the project. And here you can see we have, I have decided to create my brand in very poppy colors, you know, using those geometric shapes, using a lot of color combinations, color blocking, very simple typefaces, you know, sans serifs, and you know, putting those shapes together in a very interesting way. So this is the branding style that I have chosen for myself. If you're more advanced, feel free to choose whatever, you know, design you want your brand to look like. But and also feel free to create a different kind of festival. So you can decide for yourself, either you stick to this. So I recommend you, if you're a beginner, stick to the designs that I'm doing and kind of try to repeat the steps. But if you are already advanced, feel free to create your own festival branding. It can be a wine festival, it can be a music festival, it can be any kind of festival you can only imagine. So over the next 2 weeks, we're going to create a bunch of assets using, you know, kind of brand guidelines that we form for ourselves. So I have selected a couple colors from here, and I've created a, you know, a color mood board for myself. And it is very easy. I'm going to show that to you a little bit. And here I already kind of worked out a couple typefaces. I might use this one combined with the sans serif here, or I might use this one, which is Filson Soft Bold. And to show you real quick how to get typefaces for Illustrator, is that you can go onto the site called fonts.adobe.com. And here you can activate typefaces to your typekit, and this typekit will show up on your Illustrator right away. So here you can go on to browse fonts, let's say, and this is a very great page if you have no idea what typeface to choose. Here we have a bunch of different typefaces. So I'm just going to type festival, and I'm going to see what typefaces I can get for sans serifs. This is my sample text, so you can adjust that. So you can right away see how your typeface looks in the text that you're choosing. And here you can also adjust the size. So I really like to see it a little bit larger, bigger, you know, so you can kind of already imagine how your typeface will look like, you know, in a bigger format. I really love this typeface right now, so I'm going to click View Family, and I'm going to activate the 6 fonts. The only thing you have to do is click Activate All Fonts, or you can also just select one of these typefaces and only select one typeface and activate it in your typekit. So it's very easy to use, and right now I can already probably see it's called Cade. So I'm going into my Illustrator, and let me see if that typeface is already available. And my typefaces are already in my Illustrator. As you can see, I literally just activated them and they're already there. And I think this is a great typeface to use for my type of design, but you guys feel free to use whatever typefaces you want. I recommend using 2 typefaces or max 3 typefaces for your branding. As far as it goes for the color palette, I have a very dark color, which is my almost black. Let me see what type of color it is. Okay, yeah, it is almost black. I recommend you guys to do this similar type of color. You know, it can go into a deeper blue, it can go into deeper red, but I would make it really, really dark just because you want to use this color to create contrast on your, you know, on your posters, on your designs, and so that your text is still legible on the poppy colors that we're going to use. A black or almost black color is very beneficial. In addition to that, I'm choosing this white color that I'm going to use to create contrast similar to this as well. So this is also very helpful. When I'm creating a color palette for a branding design, I'm usually going with a very, very, very dark and a very, very, very bright color. So I can use those to create contrast, and then I can also go into very colorful designs and still have enough color to overpower the colorful designs. So here I kind of extracted a couple of colors from these designs. You know, a very important thing is if you have a mood board like this, you definitely can take inspiration from it, but I would never right away copy a design. I would never do that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at the shapes, I'm going to look at the typefaces, I'm going to look at the colors, I'm going to look at how the typefaces and colors are combined, and those aspects are the ones that I'm going to use for my inspiration. So this is why I'm having this mood board to kind of create you know, a similar type of design, but I never want to copy the exact same design. All right, so now I have this color palette, and I want to create a little library. So I want to, first of all, for you guys who are completely new to this, let's create a new file so you can see how this works. So I'm going to go on File, New, and let's say I want to call it Festival Branding. Okay. All right, so now I have all the settings that I need. So for now, I'm going to use the web settings, but you can also use print settings. For the next sessions, we are going to create printable materials, which is going to be super exciting, guys. So we are going to adjust that accordingly to the designs that we have in the next sessions. So I'm just going to use these preset details, and I'm going to use whatever is already available to me. It's a pretty good preset already. And now let's say I want to you know, use those colors, so I can just copy paste them. I select all of these little rectangles that I have, Command C, and I can Command V them, so paste them into my new artboard. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create you know, a banner for my Behance project, and for that I'm going to make it slightly shorter, because I don't want people to be scrolling so much in the beginning. I'm going to save them the scrolling time for, you know, the assets that I'm going to be creating. So it's going to be a print ad, it's going to be mock-ups, it's going to be, you know, different things that that people need to, you know, see for this brand. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply use the rectangle tool, and I'm going to create a background. So I'm just pulling it along my artboard, and I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to select the background color. So I'm going to select this mustard yellow, and on top of that, I always keep in mind my my mood board. So now let's take a look at what is happening here. There is shapes that are overlapping. There's a lot of rectangles. There are a lot of ellipses combined with circles. There is those dashy kind of looking rectangles. There's triangles. So now let's jump into it and let's create a couple shapes. So I'm just going to create a couple rectangles here. So by the way, to create a rectangle that's you know, proportionate, which is a square, you hold Shift, and that way the proportions are always kept the same. So that's what you want to do to create a not a rectangle but a square. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both, and I'm going to just copy paste them, and I click Option and drag these two down and set them right underneath, you know, the first rectangles, the first square, sorry. And now I'm going to pick a color for those. So I'm thinking about a contrast, you know, to this yellow. So I'm just going to decide for this blue, and let's see what this is going to bring us. I'm going to make these rectangles a little bit smaller, and I'm going to create a couple more of these, and I'm going to group them. So right now when I'm selecting a square, I'm selecting only one, but I want to treat them as a group. So what I do now is I'm going to select all of them. Now I also selected the background, so I'm going to unselect it by holding Shift and clicking on it. So now I want to treat these squares as a group, and I'm going to click Command and G, and now when I select one of these rectangles, all of them are getting selected. So now I want to work with these a little bit, and to kind of you know, create a little pattern here in the background. And maybe I also want to create some stripes, so I'm just going to do the same here, similar, but this time it's going to be a rectangle. So I'm just going to pull little rectangles like this, and I'm going to use the select tool to copy paste them. So I'm going to hold Option and click and drag the stripe to the side, and I'm going to select both of, or I can just click Command and D. Sorry. Okay, so I'm copy and pasting it, and then I'm clicking Command and D, which repeats my last action. So it basically will copy and paste just like I did the first time. And now I'm going to select a different color for these rectangles, which are actually stripes. So I'm using the eyedropper tool again, and I'm using a different color here. I'm going to use this pink. So, but you guys feel free to create a color palette for yourself, so you don't have to. So by the end of this project, we all have different results, which is going to be super exciting. So, all right, so I'm going to experiment with a different color here. Maybe something else will work better. So I'm just working with an eyedropper tool here to see what, what works. And I think this green kind of works really well here. I'm going to push it, or actually this was a happy accident here. I'm just going to push it a little bit like this. I just want to make sure that it's nice and straight here. So now let's take our text. Let's take off our power of, so my festival name is Power of Art, but you guys feel free to create yourself a different name. And I'm going to Command and V, so I'm copy pasting basically the typeface from my initial inspiration board / ideas file, and I'm copy and pasting it into my festival branding. Another way to do this is also you can create a library. So if you click here on libraries, if that doesn't appear, you can go onto window, libraries, and activate here. So now you can create a new library, and this library helps you to transfer all the different colors, typefaces, and graphics across all Adobe applications and across all Adobe projects. So now what I want to do is I want to create this library so I can use it in my future projects over and over again. So I'm clicking Create New Library, and here I'm going to call it Power of Art because this is my project name. So now we have this empty kind of folder that I can drag and drop things into and reuse them somewhere else. So now what I want to do is I want to select all of these colors, and I want to click this little plus sign, and here you can select fill colors. So I'm going to add all of these fill colors into my library. So now you can see they all appear here, and now that I have them put into my library, I can open my next file, and I already have those colors here, so I don't even need to worry copy pasting it anymore because I already have my colors there. So now I'm going to continue working on this a little bit, so because we are kind of running out of time, but let me see what color combinations I else can use here. Let's create a couple blocks here. I'm going to create a big block of color here, and this is going to be blue. So now let's create a little bit of color hierarchy here. Arrange, bring to front. So now I'm kind of overlapping those colors, kind of like we saw in the other projects. So now let me go and make it a little bit, create a little flow into this design. I'm going to pull these by side. Again, I'm improvising, guys, so this is nothing planned yet, so feel free to improvise as well and to experiment a little bit. Oh yeah, this is cool. All right, so this works. Power of Art, and again, this is going to be my cover image for my project. So now what I want to do is, by the way, you can do the same thing also with the typefaces. You can also add them to your library by selecting them and clicking the plus sign and character style. So now I have copied my character style here into my library, and I'm going to do the same with this sans serif that I've been using. Okay, so now let's take a look what else we can do here. I'm just copy pasting it, and I want to use a different typeface in this type kit. So I'm going to use this regular typeface, and I'm going to make it way smaller, and I'm going to write Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. And now, as you can see, this typeface is really, really nice to combine with the sans serif that that you can both download from the typefaces from the font page from Adobe. And now I want to create a little highlight for this typeface at the top. So I'm going to make it yellow, and I'm going to put this in the back. So I selected this rectangle and this rectangle by holding shift, and now I'm going to arrange it in the back. So I'm going to send it to the back. So now we kind of have this little cover image that you can now export if you click on File, Export, Export for Screens. And now you can select the range that you want to export. So sometimes you can work with different artboards. So here I only need my artboard number 1, and I'm going to export my artboard, and I already have my artwork here in my folder. So now you can see that my artwork is already ready to go, and I'm going to post this to the challenge tab in Discord. And real quick for you guys to understand where to post, here is the link here that you can also access the Discord channel as well with. It's bit.ly/AI Discord. And now I'm going to click this little plus sign here, and I'm going to select my project, my little cover, so that you guys can review it and that you guys can see. Oh, where did it go? Let's see, where did it go? It's supposed to be here. But okay, I'm just going to take this from my other files, and we are running out of time. But hopefully we can make this. Okay, I'm just dragging and dropping this right now, and I'm uploading. So now you guys can give me some feedback, and this is going to be my cover page for my Behance project. So I cannot wait to see your guys' submissions for today, and I'm hoping to see you all guys tomorrow. It's been such a pleasure, and yeah, just stay tuned, and come back tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll see you there. Bye bye.